What is the max hourly for a dedicated red hive? I've been working on red macros for a very long time. I initially got the idea sometime in October 2024. I was thinking about some footage I saw with Elol doing a red macro before Precise Speed's release. I thought, well, why can't a macro gather like a human? So I started making simple macro patterns to get precise targets, and eventually that led me to start making a fully custom macro that didn't have the limitations of auto hotkey.
So this is for the first time ever a macro that isn't revolution or nitro. Damn. Okay, let's see.
In Natro, and I started it in September 2025. I didn't know it at the time, but I would put way more time and effort into this macro than I was expecting. I named it the Zenith macro. It's
the Zenith macro. Chat, is that a tough name or nah? Zenith macro. Damn. Nitro, revolution, and this macro. Well, let's see if it's even good though. Low key.
Its goal is to make as much honey as possible, and hopefully make up for the money I missed by working on it instead of getting a job. So it has
bro, Loki gotta chill with the slurs though.
a lot of red gathering logic, and I was able to get up to 14 trillion an hour with...
Wait, W or L? W or L? He said 14 trillion per hour. Wait, is that actually good as red? Wait, why is he doing an RBC? Wait, don't tell me it's an RBC macro. Sell on your mummy's life it's an RBC macro.
Just microconverters, extra jelly beans it got, red extracts, and the sticker stack. The problem is that this is still a lot less than a blue hive would make with my accounts. I run it fuzzy and guiding all. So that got me wondering, what is the max hourly for a dedicated red hive? During a mini boost, with most of the boosting required buffs, I made it around 67 trillion in 8.5 minutes. It was extra short because my stack ran out. I actually didn't have the Nymph, Roboparty, Puff Blessing, Coconut Combo, or my Honey Day active, and I didn't use any Bloom Shakers. So I'll assume a 4 times loss from what I could have weighed. By the way, all these calculations are assuming Beesmas. It is currently not Beesmas, but when I did all the testing, it was Beesmas.
Okay.
This means an average 40-minute boost for me would be around 1.261 quadrillion, which seems about accurate compared to my average.
Yo, are you guys about to use a macro that makes you 1 QD? Wait, he's talking about a macro, yeah? Like, I'm not tweaking, right?
Average boost for my last Honey Day, which was 800 trillion. I had a bad comp, ghost buffs, lower B levels, and an average boost length of around 30 minutes, so a 50% increase doesn't sound that extreme. This 1.261 quadrillion would be the baseline average boost for me when doing the math. I did another test boost, but with only the sticker stack and red extracts, which would be sustainable enough for a macro. I made around 5.5 trillion honey in 10 minutes, equivalent...
Wait, that's low-key good. That's low-key good.
...to 22.12 trillion...
Wait!
...honey in 40 minutes, so I...
Oh, this is the macro now. Okay, 22 T per hour though. Yeah, but I'm guessing that's probably... We've not optimized everything yet.
Personally would have an ideal hourly of 31.5...
Wait, 31 T! Wait, how much do blue hives make?
2 trillion. This is assuming 95% time efficiency from the macro, since it still has to manage planters and...
Chat, how much do blue hives make per hour? Wait, 31 trillion is crazy!
Fight the Mondo chick. Looking back at my personal...
Wait, I'm pretty sure this guy DM'd me, actually. Wait, I might get this macro early!
Best average hourly of 14 trillion. It looks like I have a lot of room to grow in making my macro. Comparing this to the boosts of top red players like Name and Ruarim, where they average somewhere around 15 quadrillion boosts on their Hyundai. I couldn't actually find the exact numbers, but we'll go with this.
Yeah, it's about that.
We can do some math to find what their ideal sustainable hourlies would be. Doing some algebra, we get that the maximum...
Whoa. He lost me there already, bro. Yo, I dropped out of... Okay, I didn't drop out of school, but I finished school, like... last year, bro, and I've been unlearning mad things, so not gonna lie, bro.
Equal to their average boost divided by my average boost times my ideal hourly, or 15 quadrillion divided by 1.261 quadrillion times 31.52 trillion.
Yeah, I'm mad confused over here. I'm not gonna lie.
Equal to a whopping 354.95 trillion an hour.
So that's how much he has to make an hour to make how much Roarim is making. So 350 trillion per hour to make how much a red hive makes. Okay.
Higher than what blue hives could even dream of making with only the stack and extracts. With my current macro version, I would estimate Ruarim name to make around 166 trillion an hour sustainably. Of course, these are sustainable hourly estimates, also calculated without considering the red field booster, which could potentially give a 1.5 times honey buff. And there are a lot of assumptions, so the true value could vary widely. But
real question, drop me in the chat if you will be using the Red Hive macros next Beesmas. Because let's be real, bro. The entire next Beesmas is probably going to be like red macro. Not going to lie. I'm guessing by then all these macros that are red macros will be out by then. So, yeah. Will be crazy. Will be crazy.
Red Hive theoretically make? Ideally, you would have 24/7 upkeep of a 4x boost in the Pepper Patch.
Wait, that's actually crazy when you think about it. We really will be having red macro next Beesmas. Damn.
Super Smoothies, Clouds, Bloom Shakers,
next Beesmas will be interesting because of that.
Guiding Stars, all Jelly Bean buffs.
But yeah, it does depend though about how many smoothies. Well, yeah, if you use smoothies or not.
Gumdrops, all Beesmas buffs, and a whole lot more. This could potentially be done, but it would require countless alt accounts and very complex macros. The in-field alts would need to swap out whenever they run out of any map, whether that is Shakers, Clouds, Gumdrops, or Jelly Beans. But your main needs 100% field boost upkeep from Glitter and Dice. So these accounts would actually need to spam Sprouts as well. If it takes an hour to get a Magic Bean, or the tickets to buy one, then you would need 60 alts for each field alt. And running 3 in field alts is typical for a boost.
60 alts? Is that real?
So you'd need at least 180 alts for this alone. Meanwhile, you would need enough Guiding Alts to guarantee Guiding Star upkeep in the Pepper Patch. Let's assume you want 99% upkeep. This means we need at least 10 Guiding Alts continuously swapping in to try spawning their Guiding Star, and building the Guiding Star outside of the server. Then we also need 5 Attack Alts to swap in.
Well, yeah, Blue Hives do that already. So, whenever Mondo Chick is here, right? There's an Attack Alt inside of Mountaintop. 10x Precision macro. And everything, just killing Mondo. And when you're there, you're getting 9x Mondo, bro. Yo, per hour, that's insane. Yo, Blue Hives, an overall macro nowadays is way too sweaty. Jesus Christ.
Whenever the Mondo Chick spawns, and we need them to swap into the empty spaces whenever you run a Robo Party for the Blessing. Another optimization would be avoid Bloom conversion altogether, because it can be pretty slow. This would mean spending tickets on Robo Passes
to
start and end a Robo.
What?
Whooper.
That's interesting, but you would waste a lot of tickets on that. That is the thing. You would waste a lot of tickets on that.
Challenge every 50 minutes or so. The list goes on, but it's actually really similar to what you do during your honey day.
I mean, we haven't seen his macro yet. You know what I mean?
We just need the insane alt count of 195 alts. This
Yo, 195 alts. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I do think, yeah. Because I think it's the end of... Wait, let's wait till the end of the video.
Makes the math really easy. All we need to do is take the average top red player boost, 15 quadrillion, divide it by the number of minutes it lasts to get honey per minute, multiply it by 60 to get the hourly, and multiply it by the macro efficiency of 99% in this ideal case, giving us 15 quadrillion over 40 times 60 times 0.99, equivalent to 22.275 quadrillion an hour. This is insane and makes you wonder how long it'll take until somebody gets here, if ever. So,
I mean, look, I do understand what he's saying. Like, obviously, red macro definitely has crazy potential. Not gonna lie. I mean, bruh. Like, you guys seen from the Revolution macro graphs and everything. But I low-key have no idea where some of these numbers came from. I'm not gonna lie. Because what is bro talking about with the 195 ults and stuff? Like, what's going on there? And I also think some of the stuff like what bro is saying here about the Robo Challenge stuff, where if your bag is full, you just convert with Robo. Like, you would just waste crazy tickets though. That is the thing. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, I wish he did show the macro here. I think he showed it in the thumbnail. But yeah, either way though, no matter what, red macro definitely has potential. Next Beesmas, because by then all these red macros will be complete and we'll be using it. I'm sure it will be crazy and we'll get loads of optimizations for the Hive, for the bee quips, for the amulets, for the everything and everything. Will be crazy, not gonna lie. Imagine auto Coco combo as well while I had a red macro. That would be crazy, not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm mad excited. See, that's why... Okay, I was gonna say that's why I have that red account I'm making, but then I low-key lost the password for the red Hive LARPer account. But yeah, either way, red macro will be pretty crazy next.